Let's get down, let's get down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the first ever Eclipse Fight League happening right here in Centurion. Pash is going to be fire.
Certainly so. Of course, we are expecting high fire, high flying kicks, and all the emotion that is around when you talk Muay Thai. Now that is where we're going to be starting, the art of the 8 limbs. Now, do you know what that means? That means you use everything in your striking capacity to beat your opponent.
Absolutely. Now, it is, as I mentioned, EFL. It is a revolution that is underway, and it is about to hit us with a storm.
I like how you say that, of course, because this is revolutionary for the fight game here in South Africa as we look to grow Muay Thai and this particular sport in a country that perhaps needs more exposure to the mixed martial arts or the martial arts at that. So yes, you're going to get ready to see a lot of fighting today where the guys are throwing the elbows and kicks and a couple of those high flyers as well. So this event is a flagship event. And this is the event to watch.
And this is Eclipse Fight League. The first fight on the card tonight, Pash, in the red corner, Johan van Dijk.
Yes, an interesting fighter, of course, a man that is very hard to defeat. He's got a bit of a reputation to being a one that's very good on the clinches, you know, getting into the clinch. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to offer, but I'm pretty sure that his opponent's going to be ready for that.
From clinches to kicks, his opponent tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, Xian Botha.
Now, of course, Xian comes in with the height advantage. He's also got that kickboxing pedigree that could stand him in good stead. But, of course, this is Muay Thai. This is different. This is where the men are settled from the boys.
And in the second fight, a grudge match of grudge matches, we see Quintin Jansen van Rensburg step into the ring.
Yeah, of course, Quintin there looking to make an effort and perhaps even show a little bit of a little class and distinction now, if I'm correct there. He's taking on Order as well, so that will be interesting to see. Order, typically a fighter that likes to stick on the outside, very good with those legs, good high flyer, good ring analysis, and of course, he's a little bit older, so I wonder if the wiser you are, the better you might be. So let's hope that it isn't that.
And he'll be looking, of course, to bring him to Order. Order Tshuma from the blue corner is where he'll be fighting from. In the red corner in fight 3, now Pash, Christian Mulamba.
Well, what can we say about Christian? Of course, expecting to use the pace, the strength, the power to motivate his way to that victory. Of course, there is a lot of things that he'd have to get through in the ring, and perhaps he'd have to be a little bit circumspect in the first round.
And he's taking on a man with 3 names, Richard and David Spagnolo.
Well, they say it's a bit of Italian flair there, so I hope that the Italian flair is all there to see when we get into the ring. Of course, he has the pedigree as well, the determination, and perhaps even more so, the grit to move forward. So let's see what he can do with those 8 limbs, so to speak. I hope the Italian side comes out, because if that's anything to go by, then we're in for a night and a fight.
From an Italian stallion to the last fight for Pro-Ams, Brendan Davis out of the red corner.
Well, of course, we've got Brendan Davis here now, a man that's known very well. I'm a bit tongue-twisted there, but a man that's known very well in the realms. He's looking to, of course, make the step up. And this is the perfect platform for fighters like himself, those that want to go pro and need that bit of exposure. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to show you the best fighters as they come up through the ranks.
Now, a man that will want to twist him into all sorts of positions tonight, fighting in fight 4 out of the blue corner, it's Marlinn Watton.
Well, what can I say about Marlinn Watton? A very progressive fighter, likes to come forward, and of course has a high volume rate in terms of working his kicks, elbows. He's got it all, so it'll be definitely an interesting fight to see how those two square off, and of course where the one uses the Muay Thai effect and perhaps the other one looks at his kickboxing background to get him through that fight.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, the first pro fight of Eclipse Fight League in the red corner, Billy the Kid Oosthuizen.
I love how you say that, because Billy the Kid says that he's not here for overtime. And that's what we want. We want knockouts, knockouts, knockouts. So Billy has talked a big talk ahead of the fight, saying that he's going to bring the physicality, he's going to bring his power, and of course, show us what he can do.
And it's Billy the Kid against a soldier, given G.I. Lee Mothiba.
Of course, given quietly confident, perhaps saying that he's a bit more analytical in his approach, and he's going to look at what his opponent brings to him before he perhaps shows his full array of talents. He says that he can do it all, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in that bout.
And without any further ado, it's time to fight. And the first fight of the evening is our heavyweight fight to open the night. Expect KOs and strong Muay Thai action. Now, weighing in at 82.6 kilograms. He's 25 years old, fights out of Thai Fitness Gym in Pretoria. Training under crew Leonard Swart, an old-school Muay Thai fighter with good clinch and elbows. In the red corner, Johan van Dijk. His opponent, tipping the scales at 83.7 kilograms. He's 18 years old, fighting out of Shiro Gym in Pretoria. Training under Morne Lotte, young, exciting fighter with a very, very good kick. In the blue corner, it's Xian Botha.
Well, hello there, dear friend.
Pash.
Of course, what we're seeing in front of us is now the traditional Muay Thai prayer, or you can call it warm-up or even dance. This is known as the Y Crew. And it's a paying homage to the rich heritage of the Thai people, but also paying homage to all those involved in the training of these two fine athletes. Now, of course, the Y Crew has a bit of a history around it. Now, it's a traditional Muay Thai Thai greeting, which actually Thais use in all forms of the creative arts. So what we're seeing here is something that goes back thousands of years in its making.
The spiritual aspect of Muay Thai in its full glory right now, Pash.
Literally, it is deeply rooted in this, of course, and now you can see what they're doing. They're paying homage to their teachers, to their team, to their fellow opponents, and of course, more importantly, God. outside of that, of course, it's quite symbolic because, you know, the fighters use it as a good preparation to get into the fight. It's sort of like you could say get into the zone, a meditative state where the fighters only think about the fight. Of course, you can also see that they're wearing traditional Muay Thai fighters gear. These have unique attributes as well in terms of what the spiritual side of Muay Thai means. Now, challenge has been accepted. Well, there you have it. Of course, now the challenge has been accepted. And of course, Sensei or Crew Brett looking at the corners, making sure that the gloves are all in place and everything is in order before the bout is about to start.
Okay,
One thing on these fighters' faces
3 minutes, 1 minute break
is
in between.
sheer
If your opponent goes
focus
down,
right now
neutral corner,
as Chandri Kleinarts, our lovely Ringo, gets ready to get the first round underway.
Move back to your
In the black and
corners.
gold trunks, it is Xian Botha, the 18-year-old,
Okay, timekeeper
while in
ready.
the blue and
Judges.
black and silver
Judges
trunks.
ready, fighter ready.
Johan.
And choke.
And we're underway, Pash.
Yeah, of course, it'll be interesting to see. And straight away, of course, straight physicality in and into the clinch, as we can see. Both guys sizing each other up with elbows, clinches, and of course, their strikes with the elbows. Amazing stuff. Intensity, very good, very technical, and of course, looking to have that dominance seen. Now, of course, you see the break has happened.
A very close start to the fight, close combat, but now the kicks are coming in there from the 18-year-old Xian Botha. Of course, Pash, he is a South African kickboxing champion. He's going to look to use that reach to his advantage with those long legs of his, spidering with those knees into the ribcage.
Definitely getting a move on. Of course, Van Wyk is made to work, but this is what he likes to do. He likes to get into the clinch, but the height advantage is becoming a big factor here.
Absolutely, and you can see Johan van Dijk trying to eliminate that height advantage, getting as close as possible to his opponent.
Inside kick, and there we go again, straight front kick, but it was caught there. Van Dijk not really capturing, able to capitalize on that. Again, back into the clinch again, very tight, and inside knees going.
Johan van Dijk landing plenty of knees into the ribcage every time he comes up close.
And of course, you can see the youngster trying to get out of the clinch here. Another knee on the inside. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Certainly showing some fight there. Of course, as we expected this bout to be physical and tight, we can definitely see it's tight. But I have to say, the reach, will it be an advantage? There we go.
Spinning elbow there.
Spinning elbow. Amazing. Of course, now we can see a little bit fatigue setting into the youngster. Of course, he's now got to hold on till the end of the round. Perhaps maybe the tide is turning here. Definitely the more control.
It looks as you can see, Pash, the youngster has his back against the ropes. The fighter's broken apart. It's another chance for them to go. Big
good striking,
hits.
great striking.
Oh,
and then of
flying
course,
knee from the youngster.
Johan van Wyk has got a lot of work to do to stay in this bout. It definitely looks like he's making an effort, but the height advantage is definitely there to see.
We've seen Johan van Wyk, Pash, on a couple of occasions use that spinning elbow.
Yep.
It seems like that's how he's planning to deal with this height advantage from close range.
Well, we're seeing, of course, a very close range fight, and of course, there, Johan bringing the physicality, showing what he can do. Definitely more competitive than what we expected in the clinch.
Yeah.
We saw both of the guys being very tight, but now if we look in the corners, we've got to look at the guys who's breathing heavy, who's taken the most beating. Really tells in how they're breathing, and how they control their breathing as they get into the next round.
Well, as soon as that round ended, Johan van Dijk had his hands up, Pash, signaling that he felt like he had the better of his opponent in this one. The youngster just trying to recollect himself there. It was, as you mentioned,
of course,
a tight
now
fight.
we're looking. I mean, when we look at the two of them, the way they line up. You know, you got Xian Botha there, like breathing a little bit heavy, but it is expected because the physicality is what is the main thing about this particular sport. Now, of course, getting some information from his sensei, his crew, so to speak. And now we go into the second round.
I mean, might we add that this is Xian Botha's first senior fight also. He only started Muay Thai 2 months ago.
Ready, round 2.
Well, of course, he's had experience in the other fighting forms, and you can see that he's going straight to his kicks again. Front kick there to lay it up, and then inside knee. Now, of course, they're going into the clinch. And again, the clinch is where this fight is going to be won, one thinks. And of course, there again, you see Van Wyk coming back hard there, front kick, but he caught it and countered quite easily. Now, of course, now you can see both guys just gassing out a little bit, but keeping the pressure on. And Van Wyk is very much still in this fight, using his knees on the inside, fighting tight, fighting strong, keeping the taller man at bay.
This is a mighty titanic battle right now between the two.
This is an experience, straight knee there to the knee itself, of course.
Now, of course, Pash, without the fans, the one benefit that these fighters have is that they can hear the instructions clearly from the ringside. Oh, and there's a big kick by Xian Botha. He seems to have some form of upper hand right now. And will he capitalize, Pash?
Absolutely. Seeing the opening and jumping straight into it, throwing some really lethal kicks, front kicks there, setting up everything.
That kick seemed to have rocked Johan van Dijk ever so slightly, but he is looking to recover from that one, Pash.
We can see an inside knee again. Van Dijk showing what he can do, and then of course you see a spinning elbow as a counter attack. Now, who can get the leverage on the inside of this clinching battle that we're seeing? Whoa, another roundhouse to the head. Lovely.
Pash, the second round looks like the youngster might just have the ascendancy over his
certainly showing more of the physicality, certainly showing more of the effort in terms of his kicking game, but I wouldn't rule out Van Dijk because he is definitely keeping on the inside, trying to use his elbows and knees. There we go. Again, roundhouse kicks going. The youngster working it. There's Xian Botha showing what he can do. He's now fighting, striking at range. He's putting on a bit of a clinical show. But definitely a bit of a clinical show being put on there. The youngster showing his kickboxing prowess, and even that the fact that he can go in with the knee, and all looking like he's taken this round thus far, you know.
As you can see, Pash, both boxes tiring out right now. It's corner to corner, pillar to pillar, post to post. Oh, it's a big kick! Johan Botha drops him.
Down.
Johan van Wyk rather has been dropped by Xian Botha. What a kick! Pash.
Beautiful front kick, straight to the face. Standard count now happening. This is definitely
he's rocked.
He's rocked, definitely.
Fighter ready, hands off the ropes. Fighter ready.
Now we'll see Xian Botha go in for the kill.
That's the end of the round, saved by the bell in that instance.
Absolutely. So where the youngster there, Xian Botha, definitely showed a bit more of his prowess, coming in with his kicks, some amazing kicks there to get his opponent a bit rocked. But as we say, this is a fighting game, and the fighting game can turn on its head very easily. But so far, you have to say, Xian Botha definitely taking the initiative in this second round.
I mean, you could have seen from the start that Johan van Dijk was trying to get into Xian Botha, limit his reach, but the big, tall youngster, lanky, I mean, he's only 18 years of age and he towers above him.
I love how you say lanky, because in this case, you know, height, reach, speed does make a point for no return in some regards. So, of course, Van Dijk and his team now will have to counter that, man. It's no holds bar at the end of this round and going into the next one.
Of course, this is the final 3-minute round of this fight. Very even first round. Second round, I would say the youngster took it. Let's see how this one pans out.
Right.
Yep.
Judges ready, table ready, fighters, chop.
There, Van Dijk going again.
Another
Front
big
kick lands properly. Straight. Xian combats
Another
with
big kick.
another kick again.
He's just
front
going
kick
to
and the
his
work
legs
rate.
now.
Oh, inside knee to the face. Lovely.
As you can see, that kickboxing experience coming through there, and he's going to look to rely on it.
Definitely using his legs, showing a bit more pedigree and ability. Some amazing flying kicks there. Definitely one for the fans to see.
Now both these
A
fighters.
little bit of boxing.
Oh,
again,
another big hit. Flying knee by Xian Botha.
Xian Botha is definitely forcing this fight. He's definitely showing initiative.
And an elbow to get out of that by Johan van Dijk, but Xian feels hard done by a
straight
big
up
kick
front
to the
kick,
midriff and a spinning kick.
Wow!
Xian Botha looking to lay
Knee on
into
the
Johan van
inside.
Dijk right now, but this...
Back to the clinch again. Both these guys looking really tight, really tight. But I have to say, Xian Botha definitely showing the pedigree, looking much more composed and together.
Now, of course, this clinch right now, you would agree with me, Pash, they're using it more to rest and catch their breath than anything. And another big kick from
front
Xian.
kick straight to
Johan
the
van
face.
Dijk not closing that
Xian
space
Botha
fast
is
enough.
not letting up.
Giving him too much space there. You can see in Johan's face, there's some blood coming. He looks like he's in a bit of pain. But of course, this man is a fighter.
Of course, he's trying his best, but I have to say that Xian is definitely laying out all the stops here with some really good high power impact kicking.
I mean, body language is everything there, Pat.
Oh, and of course, it looked a bit of a low kick there, but still good enough there.
Drawing, guys.
When you just look at the body language of these two fighters, Johan van Dijk looking like he's a bit under the pump at the moment. But Xian Botha enjoying himself in there.
I say that with a smile and laughter, because this is what you are going to get when you see Muay Thai and the stand-up game in full effect here. These guys are laying it on the line, fighting for everything.
Oh, big spinning kick to the back of the head there.
Lovely spinning kick, and then
Xian
followed up
Botha
by a
just can't
front kick.
close the space. He's tired, Pash.
Spinning back kick there into a front kick. Beautiful. Now can Xian go for the killer blow, or is he going to stay ahead by just being calculated and using his kicks to keep range? Now we'll have to see how that goes, but of course, Van Dijk still trying to do the clinch and fight
Not
on the
much time
inside.
left.
Just set for mine, calling stop, don't strike. Chop.
Hey!
Stop.
As you can see there, Pash, as you mentioned, all the 8 limbs being used right now. Another big kick
front
from
kick to the
Xian
face.
Botha.
Xian just finding range continuously with that front kick all the time. And it's really setting up everything for him.
Seconds remaining now. And that's the fight. What a battle. What a war.
Yeah, I have to say that, you know, Xian used his front kick really well there. It really set the tempo of the bout, and perhaps it may have got a little bit of Van Dijk's side, a bit off guard there. So Xian brilliantly well, you know, using his roundhouses, using the clinches, you know, having to deal with his opponent's clinching ability. Excellent fight, excellent showing by the youngster.
And that was just the first fight. But of course, it depends on what the judges say.
Well, of course, as you can see, we know how we're feeling, because already my voice is already going with the high intensity of this the first bout. But of course, there's more to come.
Absolutely. And after a thrilling first fight, the winner, blue!
Well, of course, that is expected. Xian putting on an excellent show, showing his kicking ability, his skill, and of course paying homage now to everyone that is here and supported him. Well done.
Xian, exactly. That's the kind of win. Whistling, difficult, but you got through.
Thanks, man. Yeah, hard prep. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to my wonderful coaches over there who always believe in me and who help me put in the work, and they are my brothers, really. And then I'd also like to say thank you to my parents who support me, as well as my girlfriend, and all my training partners, Celeste, Mariska, Rami, Damien. Sorry if I forget to mention someone, but yeah, thank you to everyone. Exactly,
that's what you need, a team to get through. Johan tried to counter your reach, he tried to get into you with some spinning elbows, but you managed, and eventually your legs did the talking.
Yes, they did, yeah. Like I said, we don't have a specific style. It's not kickboxing. We come here well-rounded martial artists and we showcase our skill. And then I'd also like to say thank you to all the event organizers for giving me this opportunity, to crew Sven and crew Brett. Thank you very much.
Talk to me about the event. It's a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome being part of something this big, and I hope to represent you in the future again.
Xian, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the first fight, Xian Botha. And now it's time for the second fight. It will be fast, it will be furious, it will be high action. Weighing in at 66.7 kilograms at the age of 19. He fights out of the Thai fitness gym in Pretoria, training under crew Leonard Swart, a young and hungry fighter looking to become pro. Out of the red corner, Quintin Jansen van Rensburg. And his opponent, aged 31, weighing 64 kilograms, fighting out of Warrior Sports Centurion, training under crew Brett Clark, a high energy fighter, Tshuma.
Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through a drought. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I look around since city's cold and empty.
Well, of course, now we see the interesting part of the YQ again. But moving away from that a little bit, we look at these two fighters. And it's really a contrast of style. You've got Oda, that is, of course, the good kicker. And we're saying Quintin says that he likes to throw the Superman punch. He likes to get involved. He even says that he's done a lot of work on conditioning. Conditioning for his shins, conditioning for his head. So that means he's possibly looking at Oda's kicking ability and perhaps has countered that. It'll be interesting to see now, friend, what will happen in this bout and what we will see, and whether the youngster will be able to overtake the old man in the clinches and perhaps show him what his youth can do.
Exactly, that is the big question. Will it be youth? Will it be experience in this fight? Separated by what, 12 years, these two fighters, with Oda walking into the ring very calm, very collected. And I don't know if that's just experience or if that's just his demeanor.
Well, I have to say that you can see both fighters getting into the zone now, of course, doing the necessary traditional elements of Muay Thai to get themselves into the zone, and of course, you know, just to also stretch those muscles, relax, and get into the fighting zone. These guys definitely bring a different element, and of course, Order very fast on his legs, able to fight on the outside. So now it remains to be seen whether Quintin can adapt, and of course, perhaps pressurize him a little bit more to get into a bit of a brawl.
I mean, we're going almost 20 kilograms lighter than from the first fight.
Yeah.
It was heavyweights. I'm expecting pace.
The pace will definitely be a lot faster now. You know, as in with the lighter weights, you get a lot of speed, you get a lot of agility, but they bring a different element as well.
Absolutely. The first round about to get underway. Naledi Stockwell, the ring girl, getting ready for round one as these fighters get ready to put it all on the line.
Of course, this is a huge opportunity for them. Now, if you look at what Eclipse Fighting League has to offer, it really gives a platform for these guys to go on to develop their art, to get even better. And, you know, the world is your oyster with this platform.
Final checks in place.
Yeah, of course, as necessary, of course, crew Brett looking at all the gear, making sure everything's legal and compliant. Of course, he's wearing the SAM hat here as well, so it's very important that all those regulations are met and kept.
Okay, guys, listen for my commands during the fight. Fighting 3 rounds, 3 minutes, 1 minute break. If your opponent goes down, go to the furthest neutral corner. I'm only going to start counting him once you're there. All right, touch gloves, move back to your corners. Judge ready, timekeeper. Fighters
EFL,
ready.
second fight, about to get
Round
underway,
one.
live
Sure.
on YouTube. Respect shown.
Now you can see again both fighters, Order using his striking ability and laying into that front kick again. But once again, staying on the outside. Now you see the youngster coming in, trying to pressurize him, but Order landing a very good punch there, take him off balance. Of course, now the youngster pressing into the corner and Order going straight into the clinch to keep him at bay.
Fast action to get the round underway. It's been a flutter of kicks and punches so far in this round. Unlike what we saw in the first round, Order looked to jump into it. But of course, Quintin not backing down.
Order again, they're now showing the right hand, you know, a little bit of that boxing skill coming through. And there, of course, a kick again. Again, he's doing the roundhouse, of course, showing his kicking ability. Keeping very composed, the older fighter right now. Front kick to the face, the tip there. Very explosive. But
To the rib cage there, that
we
knee
go.
goes
There
on
we
the
go.
rope.
Now you can see the clinch and elbow. There, the knees coming in. The youngster now capitalizing by stopping Order from moving around the ring, which is what Order likes to do. He likes to control the fight from the outside. So now, a different element here.
Oh, flying kick there by Order, but the youngster countering it with his own knee.
Another knee, a roundhouse, straight to the head. And then, of course, a side kick going in. Order really showing his kicking ability. But the youngster making sure he's closing range on him. Of course, very important that to close the range on Order, who traditionally likes to throw his kicks. Now is, of course, you see spinning backhand there, beautifully executed. Now really trying to close down the older fighter, who's perhaps got a little bit more experience in terms of keeping out of range. Order pressing
A lot
again,
of knees in the spinning back elbow. I don't know if it connected though. A lot of knees in this
Inside knee, a
first
lot
round.
of inside work being done there, friend. And if you can look, Order still very composed. Both fighters looking composed in this bout.
Plenty of clinching there. You mentioned the fact that Order needs to have a bit of space there. Interestingly enough, even though he's the shorter fighter, but he seems to just have the reach and more comfortable fighting
on the outside.
On the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Those kicks coming into play, but you have to say again.
Oh, that
lovely roundhouse to the head. That definitely woke up somebody there.
I think his grandmother found that one.
It definitely pained here.
10 seconds.
10 seconds left
10
in this
seconds
round.
to go. Oda again,
trying to just gain a
really,
bit of advantage.
Using his roundhouse well, and then,
Yep.
of course, definitely finding range. What you saw there is a very different fight for both fighters. One fighting well on the inside, and one definitely fighting better on the outside. So styles make fights. Now it's important to see how these guys keep it in the corner. We look, both of them seem to not to be breathing heavy just yet. Of course, the youngster breathing a little bit heavier. He has taken a couple of kicks, but still very much in the fight.
Very much in the fight, very much an even first round, this one. Even though, as you mentioned, the youngster breathing a little bit heavier, but both corners barking instructions, trying to get them ready for that second round after what we have just seen, a high-paced, high-action first round. How will the second pan out?
Well, it remains to be seen. Of course, now Quintin will probably be looking to try and close in on Order, make sure those front kicks aren't landing, make sure those spinning back kicks don't land,
Seconds
and
out.
nullify the range. Most important.
It's time for the second round.
Fighter ready. Fighter ready. Round 2. Chop.
Touch of the gloves.
Again, straight into the action. Both fighters looking to lay their kicks, to lay the plantation. Now, of course, Order pushing back, getting out of the harm's way, using his kick to keep out of range. Inside knee there, lovely, but Order again, standing square, standing on front of his opponent and using his kicks to his ability. Spinning backhand there, but perhaps not clearly landed. But there go Order throwing the elbow there inside the clinch. Both fighters
Grueling
holding
battle in this clinch. Both fighters
Order
looking.
again, there the elbow coming over the guard.
Order just getting himself tangled in the ropes there. Get back in the ring, fighter. Now, of course, Order fighting in the red and black trunks, in the blue and black. You'll
There
see
we
Quintin,
go, another roundhouse,
van
of course,
Rensburg.
to the body. Lovely little inside jab, caught Order there, but still managed to move around. Quintin showing that he can still strike. He's showing, as his coach is talking to him and saying, use your striking ability, use your boxing ability.
Quintin
There we go, straight right, straight into the face of Order. Definitely backed him up now.
Leave the ropes.
Quintin lashing back at Order after getting that instruction, as you say, from his corner to box him, use his range, use his strikes.
Yeah, really good 1-2 combination. The right hand landing clean there just before. Now he sees to throw it again. And of course, Order now just trying to keep range, keep patience, look for the opening. There's definitely something to see. Order throws a lovely roundhouse again, but he's not getting through the defense. Both fighters showing their ability here. Quintin now coming in and come in.
Of course, Quintin's corner telling him to get closer, fight from close range with Order, get into all the clinching work that he's been putting in camp. He must see it now.
Of course, you can see Order taking a little bit of gas there, a little bit of heavy breathing. Is that going to play at all? Of course, on the older fighter going forward. It looks now like Order's content to back off and let Quintin marshal the round. That's a very dangerous thing to do. Because
already you can see Order's fatigue setting in. Hands are dropped lower now, no longer the high guard. And Quintin
really pressing him.
Will be looking to capitalize on that.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds to go. The youngster has definitely showed that he can stand. He's definitely taken it to the older man in this round, and I have to say that it's very close. But I'd have to give that to Quintin.
Absolutely, absolutely, a very close round, very close second round. The first round, a little bit tight, I would say, but the second round, Quintin in my books.
Yeah, I think if you look at the first round, you could see that Order probably used his range better, and Quintin closed in the gap. Now, if you look at the corners, we can see, Order, his demeanor, the way he's standing, obviously lays a lot of information into how he would have to go into this third round. And he is hoping that that he continues to fight coming forward, because if he goes on the back foot again, I feel the youngster is going to get the advantage of him.
Let's quickly talk about the shape that these two fighters in. Of course, it's impeccable. They've been in training camps for the last 2 months getting ready for this fight. With the third round getting underway though, Order looks a little bit more tired.
Yep, let's hope his experience can shine through, and he can use his age and his ability to keep range.
Last round, guys.
It's a very
Touch
close
gloves.
fight.
Okay, good. Move back to your corners.
Mandatory
for me.
touching of the gloves. Respect
Fighter ready.
shown.
Fighter ready. Third round. Chop.
Of course, Quintin again walking Order down, coming straight, but Order landing a really good blows. There, showing his a bit of boxing technique. Order doing the high kicks again.
Relying on his kicks, Order needs to keep that space, but Quintin closing it. And that is how fiery the action is tonight.
Of course, Order showing that he's got it again. Going back to the boxing. Order now the roundhouse.
He drops him.
And
More of a pushing punch though.
yeah, as you can see, it's not really count. There's no standard count there, so straight back into action. Order now throwing the right hand, trying to open the youngster. Of course,
Quintin going back into his
and then the knee.
boxing mold to get over Order in this one.
Once again now, Order now fighting on the back foot again, trying to throw that jab, not using that jab enough to get his opponent away. The youngster coming in. Now let's see if he uses the knees. Yes. Quintin definitely using the knees there. And of course, Order not able to deal with the youngster's continuous pressure on him.
Order tiring out without a doubt right now. It's written all over his face.
Both fighters obviously looking a bit tired. Order trying to throw those punches, but leaving himself a bit open. As you can see, the hands are down. Both guys fatigued. Order relying on his kicks, pushing through. Order pushing through. Of course, Quintin now, low kick. There, he's chopping the legs there, but Order returns obviously with the roundhouse, but the guard was up.
The first half of the third round was pretty much all Quintin, but Order trying to climb back into this bout right now.
Definitely so. What we're seeing is the tips are definitely moving. All the kicks are happening, but I have to say that it's a very close fight. There you see a low roundhouse there by the youngster. Order now, you can see he's throwing the kitchen sink, literally throwing everything that he has, and perhaps a bit gassed. You can see it in his movement, not as clinical in the first round. This obviously shows where the levels are at for these guys. Of course, many of them are still pro-am and still looking to make the step up to pro. Now Order now not going through the guard, as you can see, but both guys very tired. There we have a right hand that landed.
Both guys just looking to see out this round right now. Doesn't seem like too much is happening, but of course when they're tied like this, that is when the action can really get turned on.
Of course.
10 seconds remaining.
Now both fighters very gassed. And
Quintin giving it his all in the last 10 seconds of this bout. And that calls time.
Very, very close fight. Very, very close fight. It'll be interesting to see what the judges score on this particular fight. I have to say, hard to call.
Very hard to call. I'm torn in two right now. I cannot tell you who got the better of who. All I can tell you is that that second round was won by Quintin Janssen van Rensburg, but the first and the third I can't call.
Yep, of course, you can see both guys laying it on the line. The youngster Quintin showing his pedigree, and Order perhaps showing a little bit of timing on his kicks, but definitely, pressurizing him in the clinch. We saw that Order, perhaps doesn't like necessarily being in the clinch that much.
Okay, good. Fighter center.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Fight 2, Red.
Paradise. Oh, my.
has gone.
Quintin, the judges scoring in your favor in that fight, but it was a difficult fight for us on the sidelines. For you?
Oh, very difficult. I'm tired. Yo.
Of course, the man is your senior by almost 12 years, but your pedigree just came through tonight. Talk to us about your training.
Well, I trained very hard. I think like for 2 months straight. And long classes taken for this. So, yeah.
What do you make of EFL?
Well, it was fun. And I think I will do it again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. A friend of us in Thai Fitness has passed away, Xian van der Walt. So we just want to say let us be with his parents and rest in peace, Xian.
Our thoughts and prayers go to Xian van der Walt's family. Condolences for you and everybody that's lost Xian.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the second fight, Quintin Jansen van Rensburg. The third fight, a battle of attrition is expected. A strategy goes up against strategy. Weighing in at 69.2 kilograms, aged 23, fighting out of Junkyard Gym in Benoni, training under Ferdy Bisson, Christian Mulamba.
Shut up, mention my name in your tweets. Aruba, shut up. Shut up. How can you be better than me? Shut up. Shut up. Best in the scene. Tell man, look, couple man call me a backup dancer. On stage at the Brits, I'm a backup dancer. If that makes me a backup dancer, the man in your bids, backup dancer. The man in your pics, backup dancer. Man wanna chat about backup dancer. Big man like me with a beard, I'm a big man, how the fuck can I back up? Comes everywhere I go. I can't run with my enemy show. Walk in the club with all of my tugs. Party's done, everybody go home. Apart from the girl, them you lot stay. Walk in the club with the girl, say hey. Tell a man like I'm paid to the A. There's no champagne, we don't break. Yeah, I'm the best, I'm so cocky. I got a mob like ASAP Rocky. I set trends, them man copy. They catch feelings.
And in the blue corner, coming out from a family with rich history of fighting. At the age of 20, he comes from the elite Muay Thai gym in Rensburg. Training under crew Davis Spagnolo. It's Richard Davis Spagnolo.
All I can say is I told you. Jury at the bank down the vault. You should have never doubted me. I'ma work to my last breath. I'ma hustle to my last breath. Yeah. Damn, you should've never doubted me. The pain and the struggle followed me. My daddy napping that bothered me. And these cold streets made a man of me. Knew a time it'll come, they doubt me. Had to keep them OGs around me. Keep a young homie.
Well, of course, we have now Richard Spagnolo, the Italian man, and dare I say, in a bit of his entrance music had a little bit of the Rocky theme playing in it. So, is that playing on the old Italian stallion saying? But of course, he's got a little bit of work ahead of him in a man that looks like he's ready to eat granite. Of course, there, Christian looking very composed as he does the Y crew and gets ready to get into this bout. Well, what do you make of the two opponents sizing each other out as they got into the ring?
Absolutely. Look, Richard Spagnolo, you mentioned the fact that he's playing a bit of Rocky, and I think that's what we might see from him going to the strikes. He's got the reach as compared to his opponent at the moment, Christian Mulamba, but of course, Christian is a good striker himself and is quick.
Now, of course, now when we talk striking and we talk the ability to move, I have to say Christian is a bit of a X factor, a bit of an unknown. So we have to see now how he will facilitate combating perhaps the Italian's confidence. You know, confidence is bliss, but you got to back it up by showing what you can do. So let's see what these boys can do in this next bout.
As Chandri Kleinon steps into the ring girl, to signal the start of round one. Fighting with the white trunks and gold, Spagnolo. In the black and red, it's Mulamba.
Well, if intensity could be there, if you look at Mulamba there, it's like a hot knife through butter. Definitely very tense, very focused. Let's see what goes.
Absolutely, that stare can cut through metal. I'm excited for this one.
Okay, fighter center. Hey guys, 3 rounds, 1 minute, 1 minute break in between. Listen to my commands. Okay, chok, yut, yat. Right, if your opponent goes down, move to the furthest neutral corner till I call you out again. Right, touch gloves. Back to your corners.
What a beautiful event this has been so far.
Timekeepers.
Of course,
Fighter.
a flagship
Round
event
one.
for a flagship tournament. And here we go. Of course, now roundhouse they're doing, but his opponent definitely should checking. There we go. We see the kicking ability and punching ability. Oh, this
Mulamba just getting Spagnolo off center there and taking advantage of that.
Absolutely, the boxing ability there. You can see those hooks to the head, and of course the Italian man there not covering up. So definitely first initiative goes to his counterpart, his opponent, for definitely unsettling him.
And Spagnolo struggling to stay on his feet.
Yes.
Oh, that's a big hit from Spagnolo.
Confidence is bliss, but I have to say that the Christian definitely showing his boxing ability, his striking ability. Now let's see what happened, whether the Italian can come back. He looks a bit gassed already. And there, chop to the leg there.
That inside kick, powerful kicks from these two men.
Christian definitely using his boxing ability, striking.
Mind you, both around the same age, only 3 years the difference.
Wow, there you go. The right hand doing work, coming over the guard.
Oh, and Spagnolo seems to be
injured.
in pain there.
And of course,
Mulamba is trying to take advantage.
Taking him down to the ground.
Spagnolo definitely not 100% there, Patch.
Definitely feeling that hurt on the leg and the choppiness of his opponent's action. Definitely first round at this point looks like it's going to, of course, Christian.
Of course, Mulamba is going to target that weaker foot of Spagnolo now. Spagnolo will just have to grin and bear. Oh.
Christian Mulamba looking very composed, looking for his opening. There you see, right low roundhouse, chopping those legs down like timber. And of course there, but now the Italian managing to retaliate, getting that left hand in.
Mulamba getting himself caught on the ropes there for a second, a bit of a quagmire, but now he has Spagnolo against it.
Now, of course, using the elbow there, trying to go to the top of the head.
It looks like Spagnolo has shaken off that bit of an injury that he had there not so long ago.
Well, it is survival of the fittest, you know, and that's not only from a fitness point of view, from being mentally strong.
Those punches flying from Spagnolo but not connecting.
That definitely is going to weigh down in the later rounds, of course. You know, missing and hitting air is not what you really want to do.
Less than 10 seconds remain in this round now. And that's it, first round.
I have to say that, given what I've seen, of course, Christian there, perhaps on the latter end of the round, just sort of tapering off a little bit, but definitely in the first round, definitely showing initiative, definitely hurting his opponent, and that's going to count big with the scorers when they look at that. Who has been hurt more and who is under the cosh more now? As we look at both the fighters right now, both of them getting some much needed work. Of course, Christian now with his trainer with the ice pack on him means, you know, both of them getting the ice pack, which means very physical. And of course now we want to bring down their breathing, want to bring down their heart rate, want to conserve energy. And of course, this is just another way to do that, you know, by cooling them down. What we're doing is conserving their heart rate, bringing their energy down, and perhaps just controlling their emotions right now.
I mean, that first round was a titanic battle, to say the least, between these two. The second round looks like it is ready for some more action, and that's what I expect. As you mentioned, all the ice packs, all the talks, all the split buckets. Now it's up to them to slug it out. Round 2 starts now.
All right, good. Fighter ready. Fighter ready. Round 2. Chop.
A lovely chopping kick there by the Italian. He's definitely pressing, but there is a counter there, of course, coming back. And now you can see that Quintin Mulamba really using his hands again to get him out of trouble. So first kudos to the Italian, the youngster, taking it to him. But Quintin definitely rocking him with those hook shots, you know, almost punching over his weight. Looks like an overhand right at some point.
Spagnolo looking down at that ankle of his. He hasn't shaken it off entirely, but he is soldiering on.
Bit of handbags going on here. Both fighters not really showing their form in their striking. Let's hope it gets better. Of course, there Quintin again. You know,
as you can see, Quintin, same tactic, get the kick in, open him up, and then strike.
If you look at Quintin there, you know, definitely looking for that right hand, going over the guard, because as you can see, his opponent dropping the hands.
Leave the ropes, stop banging on the ropes. Chop.
Both fighters tiring.
Can the Italian stallion come back?
He's looking at doing that right now, but both
again,
connecting. Serious kick.
Quintin definitely showing a little bit of pedigree, and an overhand right there, landing clean and flush.
Quintin just getting away from the ropes there, making space for himself, because that's when he strikes best.
There you see it again, almost moving into an overhand right position. And then, of course, that forces the youngster to head into the clinch and clinch up. Those right hands, left hands combinations doing damage. But now we can see the fatigue setting in. Of course, lovely knee to the face there.
Yep, and of course these are pro-am fighters. You see Quintin losing a bit of that form through his punches, swinging wildly instead of nice and controlled. As you say, fatigue setting in.
Fatigue, and of course a little bit of handbags, as we say. Nice little clean kick there by Quintin. You know, looking as if he's trying to fight on the outside now. There, overhand right coming through, landing. Again, really looking at that overhand right to get him out of trouble. Quintin, you know, keeps throwing it, keeps landing, and possibly keeps getting points on it. So
Richard Spagnolo is going to have to do something to get into Quintin. He definitely needs to score some points in this round.
Then a little uppercut that goes in there by Quintin. Again, he puts the pressure on. No real form yet. Of course, there
10
you
seconds.
see 10 seconds happening now. Both fighters staying in the clinch, trying to see out the round, possibly even just get to the next.
Corners.
What a second round. What do you make of that, Pash?
I would have to say, if I look at the cleaner strikes that I saw, Quintin definitely had the cleaner strikes, but the Italian stallion is still there.
Absolutely.
You know, if you have to look at it, Quintin's got to watch out, because you know the swinging right hands and left hands, you know, with his guard not being up, could be something that they will want to try and exploit.
Absolutely. Look, still another round left, as you mentioned. Both Spagnolo as well as Mulamba still in it, but both will have their work cut out in this round.
Very physical fight. You can see both guys tank almost on empty.
Okay, seconds out.
Now what are we going to see? Are they going to go for it, or are we going to see perhaps one of them play it a bit conservative? Is it too close to call to be doing that right now? I think it is.
Third final round.
Oh, absolutely. They need to go for it.
Yep.
Yeah, good. All right, fighter ready. Fighter ready. Chop.
Oh, lovely
connecting.
little connection there by Spagnolo, and then throwing that roundhouse coming into Quintin.
Oh, and he's taken down.
No count there, of course. No knockdown. We move on.
A bit of a rugby tackle there in that one.
There, Quintin again going for the low kick, but then leaving himself open up top.
Quintin, well aware that he's the shorter fighter and he's trying to get in under Spagnolo, but as you're saying, hitting him over the top.
Yeah.
Good. Jump.
If Quintin doesn't be careful here, Spagnolo might sneak it, but then again, they're showing some clean punches coming through, going through the guard there.
What needs to happen for Spagnolo to come back into this round? He seems to be taking a bit more punishment than his opposite number.
I think they're both out on the limb, but Quintin definitely making more of his striking ability, definitely using his hands more, setting it up with that low inside kick, trying to get the jab off that as well. So you see again, they're trying a front tip there, trying to go inside out, overhand right possibly set up there, but there
it's a
you
big
saw the
knee to the
Italian.
rib.
Yep, Italian compensating for that, seeing it coming, clinching it.
Oh!
Quintin switching stances and
Quintin put on the ground there.
Your gloves.
No count, is there? No count.
Sit. Jump.
you can see Quintin switching stances,
Yeah,
trying to change up things.
into the south post dance there.
Yeah.
Just seemed like he was just trying to get more power into that kick of his.
Perhaps so, but now both on the clinch. See energy levels dipping. Quintin now.
Oh, it's a connecting
lovely
left hook.
little hand coming in off the left there. Quintin going in and clinching. What I can say is that the knees have stopped. So
The
both these
fatigue
guys are
has set in now.
Yeah, low kick again, and you see he tries to set up that low kick and then go with the overhand on either side, really relying on that overhand to get him out of trouble.
Oh,
Both fighters
weaving and ducking
there
and
again,
diving, Quintin.
both fighters really not using the jab enough. Spagnolo definitely should be using his jab to find the range, but he's not.
And that's the end of the fight there. A close one, that one.
Very tough to call. I hate to be the judges on that one.
Okay, fight in center.
And your winner is Red. Quintin, you're out of breath. What a fight.
Yeah, I was very ready for the fight, but I was getting the fight by small time, and then my coach was very helping me, pushing me hard for the fight. Maybe it was in the small time, you know. Next time, I'll make plan to push more technique.
Of course,
Yeah.
not enough time for you to prepare for this fight.
I take the fight, I prepare like 2 weeks like this, yeah. That's 2 weeks.
What do you think got you over the line today?
So I'm going to push more, waiting for the next fight.
Christian, congratulations, my brother.
Thank you very much.
That is the winner, Christian Mulamba. And now it's time for one of the highlight fights of the night. In fight 4, weighing in at 69.8 kilograms at only the tender age of 18, fighting out of Junkyard Gym in Benoni, training under 30 Beson, Brandon Davis. His opponent, weighing in at 69.05 kilograms, the 23-year-old that fights out of Warrior Sports Centurion, training under the legendary Crew Brett Clark, Marlinn Watton.
Hang with us, nigga, we dangerous, my nigga, we.
Yo, I swear all my life I've been around Crips and Bloods, Grips and Slugs, the trigger happiest dogs, claiming the slums and all the hoods that they from. Too much of the sum, got to twist it up, blinded in the rat race, castrate the fake, tell Drake the snake's too late, my eyes dilate, and I can tell him how he's straight, coming at me sideways, get straightened up, don't deflate it up, give me the bucks, my cash rate going up, looking back in the days, the maze, cause the lab rat that made it out the maze, still feel caged and raged, though use the underground rail.
Two fighters of great pedigree here, Pash.
Yeah, of course, they say styles make fights, and this is definitely one of those. We see that both guys obviously doing the waiku, and then once again, you know, laying homage and praise to all those that have come before them for the thousands of years that this particular art form has been in existence.
Now, Pash, let's quickly talk about these two fighters, their styles. Of course, Brandon Davis, a pro-tier kickboxer. Both of them wearing black trunks, but you'll see also Marlinn Watton on his trunks, the South African flag. Both experienced fighters, these.
Well, I have to say it'll be interesting to see how, of course, Marlinn deals with the kickboxing element. Marlinn, of course, a wealth of experience as well in terms of his kickboxing ability. Very good striker, and someone that also has a bit of a boxing background to him, bit of a boxing pedigree as well. So it'll be interesting to see, can he capitalize on his, you know, normal, what we call controlled aggression against obviously his taller opponent, who by all accounts likes to kick but says he's ready for the inside game.
Now, for separation of these fighters, Brandon Davis, the black trunks with the white stripe down the side. Marlinn Watton, black trunks with the white stripes around the beads, around the bottom part of the trunks.
This is a fight that, of course, we're definitely looking forward to see some good striking ability from both guys.
Essentially, this is the second main bout. Or
you can say it's the creme brulee before the main offering.
100%, the curtain raiser. And now a performance is expected.
Okay, fighter center. Hey guys, listen for my commands during the fight. All right, if your opponent goes down, go to the furthest neutral corner. I'm only going to start counting him once you guys are there. All right, touch gloves for me. Move back to your corners.
Very good showing of sportsmanship there by both fighters.
Judge.
No love lost here, though.
Timekeeper, fighter, choke.
Round one.
Again, Marlinn there going straight to that front kick, roundhouse, sorry. And they're using that front kick to find his range and then chopping down very hard. And there you see, he takes the shin check. And of course, now going straight to the head. Look at that, roundhouse. Marlinn coming in, using his kicks, but then defending as well. Very close.
Brendan Davis is fighting back now. Marlinn started with those kicks, but Davis not letting up.
Definitely so. Styles make fights. Marlinn definitely chopping down, you know, with that right leg, looking to nullify the kicking ability of his opponent, who likes to throw.
Good drawing, guys.
Marlinn now using the front kick to stay out of range, gets out nicely, avoids the clinch there.
Yeah. Doesn't want to put Davis into that position.
As you can see, the boxing ability of Marlinn coming through. Front kick stabilizes. There, the jab working well. Nice boxing combinations there, trying to come in on the inside. Again, chopping that leg again.
Just looking at Marlinn's stance, much more of a boxing stance that you would see with the other fighters.
Absolutely, but definitely use of that low roundhouse coming in on the inside.
Davis just losing his balance there, nothing serious.
Marlinn coming in again, definitely pressing in the early rounds, using his kicking ability.
Oh, Marlinn Watton getting Brandon Davis on this nooker.
You can see Davis fighting on the back foot now. He's definitely felt some of that effect of the punches. Marlinn snapping through.
Davis moving back a lot more now.
Oh, lovely right hand. Marlinn's coming in on the inside.
Oh, and what a knee.
Davis definitely on the back foot in this early round. Marlinn using his ability to showcase and defend and move.
It's all going to be mental now, Pash. Davis needs to work himself out of this mentally.
Absolutely. A very controlled effort by Marlinn Watton in this first round.
Right, come up.
Both fighters looking not so worse for the wear. Definitely fitness levels up right now. First round, Marlinn setting up his things with his strikes and then going into those chopping kicks. Here you see a lovely knee by Marlinn, definitely pressing the action as Davis fights on the back foot. Davis's kick almost getting through the guard there.
Looking to fight back, Davis, but he's struggling to break through Marlinn.
Oh,
Watton.
lovely right hand and straight knee. Marlinn definitely taking the intensity here and taking the kicker out of his what he likes to do, which is kick.
Moving him out of his comfort zone there, Marlinn
Davis
Watton.
not keeping behind, you know, not tucking the chin, not keeping low and keeping his center of gravity a bit low. He's got his chin open, and that is making easy target practice for Marlinn in the first round.
Marlinn Watton, absolutely. They're at least managing to get one punch in Davis onto Marlinn right at the end there, as you can see in the replay. But
I would have to say that the Warrior Sports fighter Marlinn probably got that round.
Absolutely. The fighters still looking good to go, getting the instructions.
It'll be
what a
interesting.
great event this is.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, as I said, the creme brulee before the main course, of course, showing us a level of skill and technique. Now it will be important to see whether Davis can, actually come back in the next round.
Okay.
We'll see exactly if Marlinn Watton is able to work his way back in this the bout right now. But that first round definitely going to Brendan Davis.
Of course, Brendan again on the back foot, and his corner calling him to use his elbows, but Marlinn definitely pressing the action.
And you speak of the elbows, Pash, we haven't seen the full use of the 8 limbs much in this fight
well,
in particular.
Absolutely, that's because Marlinn has been really trying to fight at range. You know, now we see the knee. Of course, Marlinn defending that elbow, not allowing Davis to even throw that elbow, which his corner is calling for. Little bit of fakes there by Marlinn. Nice little head movement coming on the inside. Defending it there and then throwing counters there again. I have to say that Marlinn showing a bit of control right now. Definitely Davis looking like worse for the wear,
Yeah.
and perhaps trying to use those kicks to get him out of trouble. But
Yeah.
Marlinn very calculated at this point.
Absolutely, Marlinn controlling the tempo of the fight right now. A few knees to Pash's ribs, not to Pash's ribs. You wouldn't be sitting next to me if that was the case. To Watton's ribs, though, Pash. And it seems like
He's taken account. He's taken account.
Yeah,
Of
he's
course,
Time.
and the fight. looks
time being
like
called.
Time being
relax,
called,
take it
definitely
easy.
taken account, definitely struggling with
Yeah.
Marlinn's ability. As you can see, Marlinn moved to his corner quickly. This could be, you know, a technical knockout. So we'll have to see
You know, the big
what
thing
is the feeling.
for me, Pash, is once you're in this situation that Marlinn Watton is in right now, how much does it take out of him to get back on his feet, get back into a proper fighting focus, and actually challenge in the remaining 1.5 rounds? Well, he's up. Let's see how far it goes.
There, Davis is now kicks looking a bit flimsy, you know, still trying to gauge where to go. Marlinn just chopping those legs, continuously coming in and hitting him with that right hand and
Big
uppercut.
right hand.
Using the full arsenal of striking ability. There we go. The elbow coming, of course. Davis managed to throwing that elbow, but very much Marlinn showing his pedigree here. There.
Davis
There we
is
go.
taking it.
Davis is taking Marlinn.
His face is a platter right now being served.
Neutral corner.
With
Now, of
punches.
course,
Let's go,
as you can
one.
see, a standing count has been called,
Marlinn
and the
Watton.
fight has been called
That's
off.
that.
Of course, Marlinn Watton winning by knockout.
Ah, good. That's not good.
TKO.
No, he took some heavy shots. Hey, good. Fighter center. Red corner.
Your winner by way of technical knockout, Marlinn Watton in the blue corner. That fight, from the start, it looked like you had a plan.
Yeah, we had a plan going into it. Me personally, I don't feel too good about it. Could have been better, should have been better, but at the end of the day, got the victory. And only thing is, I just think it's a matter of experience. You know, he was coming in, first few shots was hitting very hard. Didn't expect that too much, but all in all, it is a win, but could have been better.
How could it have been better?
I feel like I didn't really have the focus I was supposed to have. Could have been better on the focus side, could have been better on the combos. It sort of felt like I was just fighting to fight and not thinking about the fight. But at the end of the day, worked out still, I guess.
Of course. Now, your first fight in EFL, how has the experience been of this entire competition?
I have to say I fought at different competitions, many different competitions, and the production of EFL has been excellent. The support from everybody's side, from all of the different refs, the judges, and especially Sven Grant has been excellent. He's been looking after the fighters very well. He knows each and every fighter that he's dealing with, so excellent. I'm happy with it.
Thank you so much. Marlinn Watton, the winner.
And then,
from
can I just say one thing?
You
Sorry.
can.
Okay, I appreciate all of the support from my fans, especially the family. Of course, it's a little bit difficult now with all of the COVID regulations, not really spectators allowed or anything. So my mother wanted to come, my father wanted to come, sister as well. I really appreciate it. And then, most of all, my lady, Mignon. She's been supporting me through this hard time, through the COVID times. Been tough for everybody, but we pulled through strong, came out harder. So, yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks to my instructors as well, everybody at my gym. Huge support. I appreciate it.
What a fight.
Thanks, man.
What a man.
Appreciate it.
Marlinn Watton, ladies and gentlemen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the fight you all have been waiting for. It is time to see the pros in action. Expect hard hits, hard elbows, hard knees, and maybe a knockout. In the red corner, weighing in at 66.6 kilograms, 24 years old, fighting out of Junkyard, Jim Benoni, and training under Ferdy Besson, Billy, the Kid Oosthuizen!
Elke koei of snij die aard, skanker dop of kraai en sta die trekker waar dan mannen paar vangen hoender maak ontbijt, vrouwkies wakker sy de tijd, maar want sy lijn en maak het my die baas van die plaas. Die baas van die plaas.
His opponent, weighing in at 65.5 kilograms, 27 years of age, fighting out of Thai Fitness Gym in Pretoria. He trains under crew Leonard Swart. Given G.I. Lee Mothiba. The fight we've been waiting for, Pash.
Yes, let's hope that it lives up to the billing. Of course, the previous fight certainly showing some technique and ability. Now it's about two guys that say they're going to slug it out. Now Billy obviously saying that he's by his own account calling himself a bit of a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Now let's see what he can do. Whether those heavy hits can work in his favor. Given says he's going to use everything at his disposal.
Look, the big thing is that a knockout in this fight, more than any of the others, could be or is a possibility.
Well, definitely so. We'll see how their form sticks true, as we've seen with some of the fighters. As you get later on into the rounds, some of the form tends to dip. So it'll be vitally important of how these guys keep their form and keep their composure. And remember, it's not about coming out at the first bell and being necessarily fast off the count. You've got to be fast and quick and swift in all of the rounds. So it's a big one.
It is a big one indeed.
You can see both men again, taking into the age-old tradition that has been for hundreds of thousands of years. A warrior combat sport, more specifically brought to you by this particular, the ELF as we want to call it, or you want to say the Eclipse Fighting League.
That's correct. For the first time in South Africa, in the world, the EFL
The birth of something new.
dished up something
And
new for
something
us.
spectacular,
Absolutely.
definitely so.
Absolutely. And what a spectacular evening it's been so far. I must say, the organization of this event, top notch. I mean, all the way from the fighters to the stage, the lighting, the camera.
Absolutely.
All of it has been spectacular tonight.
Of course, that much credit goes to, of course, Sven Grant, or Crew Sven, as some of us would call him. A lot of planning, and of course with the backing of Sensei Brett Clark, Crew Sensei Brett Clark as well. So very important that these crews now get back to their sport.
It's time. Now Lady Stockwell goes into the ring. The first round about to get underway. This is the pro fight of the very first, the inaugural, the only and the unmatched EFL.
Come got in. All right, go and got in. Yes. Back. All right, comes in. Go and got in.
What will be key here is to see whether range
Right,
again
fighter
will come
center.
into play.
Hey guys,
It's
5
time
rounds
for the
3
first
minutes,
round.
2 minutes rest. All right, listen for my commands. When I tell you to go
Death
to the
stares
neutral
all
corner,
around.
Your opponent goes down, move there. I'll only start counting him once you're there.
You know, these fighters
touch
have
gloves,
absolute respect for one
corners.
another, but as soon as they step into this ring, it's all about who can get the
Right,
better of
ready.
who.
Absolutely, and of
Who's
course,
ready?
remember this is
Time.
now
Fighter
the
ready?
pro fight,
Fighter.
so it's 5
Round one.
rounds, 3-minute rounds, long way to go.
Absolutely. And it starts now. Of course, we might see fighters take longer to pace themselves here.
And what we're seeing already from Billy, of course, switching stances very quickly, trying to take his opponent off his game plan. Will that work? And a lovely little kick there. Dare I say little, but definitely not little. Didn't feel like little, but
Already this round, I mean, it's just gotten underway, but a tactical
Yes.
game that is.
what you can definitely see is obviously Given definitely looking to chop those legs early. And there, he's definitely going for that inside leg. Now, of course, there you see his opponent switching stance again, perhaps to combat those chopping legs.
Perhaps, and I think that he's done his homework here on his opponent. Billy the Kid Oosthuizen in the red and black trunks.
Oh, lovely little overhand right.
G.I. Lee
Uppercut
given
coming
Mothiba
inside.
in the blue and
given-
black trunks.
Given definitely trying to, hamper those legs. But what I have to say is Billy's, using his ability to strike and change his guard, making it a bit unorthodox for his fighter.
Given targeting the inner leg of Oosthuizen here.
Little combination being thrown. But both fighters seem to be sort of feeling each other out. You have to say Billy leaving his hands open. Will Given capitalize on that lower guard that Billy is producing.
You can see a clear appreciation of the fact that it's 5 rounds to go. A spinning back hand there from Oosthuizen.
Oosthuizen followed that up quite well, connecting with that right hand, well, left hand, sorry. Trying to use the boxing now. Not much clinching so far in this fight. Again, Given
Actually,
going.
none at all so far.
Nice knee.
It's been a fight of getting range. Oh, and a big connect there from Given Lee Mothiba.
Both fighters definitely looking very calculated at this point. Not wasting their punches, not wasting their elbows and their kicks. Just feeling each other out. See Billy switching again. Trying to use that switch to take his opponent perhaps out of his game plan. But it doesn't seem to be phasing his opponent too much just yet.
Good.
Of course, it's just a slip there as the first round goes into the last 10 seconds. Tell me, how much of of a mental factor will that be, even though he's not knocked down Oosthuizen? But every time he hits the canvas, it is something that might play on his mind.
Well, I think he'll look at the round and probably feel that everything that he's done is okay to this point. It's a very tough round to call. They look like they're both sort of feeling each other out. Yes, hoping that they can actually be more aggressive in the next round, and we can see a bit more of a clarity as to who's going to come forward and sort of take this fight.
I think this fight is like an airplane taking off. It's still on the ground, on the runway, though it's moving. We should have liftoff in the next couple of rounds at least.
Yeah, will those low kicks pay dividends for Given? Because he's chopping on both those legs. He's trying to stop his opponent from using those legs. So will that come into effect in the later rounds, or will Billy, throw down those hands and show a little bit of an X factor? Let's see.
Of course, and the great thing about Muay Thai is that you can change tactics whenever you want, whenever you need. You can start and divert. You can be kicking, knowing that he's going to finish off with a flurry of punches.
Absolutely. Of course, it's definitely seen that given in the opening round, the early game plan was to get at his legs. But now he'll have to adapt. The second round, will it still be more of the same? Remains to be seen.
Indeed it does. Just seconds now from the start of the second round. Both fighters looking very relaxed in their corners. None of them flustered. Even a crossed leg from the kid Oosthuizen there. And it's all about tactics.
Definitely a sense of conserving of energy, as we've seen with the other pro-am fighters or those fighters. Perhaps lack of experience.
Right, seconds out.
Saw them looking a bit tired.
Of course, with the professional fight, the break is 2 minutes. With the pro-am, it was only a minute. That's why it felt a little bit longer. But the fighters definitely need this. The second round underway.
Of course, Billy staying on the outside. Got a little bit of a wry smile there. Staying on the outside, showing Given no mercy, coming in and switching his hands again. Of course, Given connecting there.
First clinch we've seen all fight. Only in the second round, they struggling to get the better of each other. Something that we haven't seen much today. Oosthuizen trying to use the elbow in the clinch to the bottom half of the body, or to his torso.
There we go. Of course, Given going back to his kicks. Seem to be chopping down wood like fire, trying.
If Billy has his way, by the end of the night, there'll be a fire burning outside and it'll be made from Oosthuizen.
Calculated, composed, both fighters not extending themselves too much. A measured, calculated account from both guys. Given now pressing forward.
Oh, and he takes Mothiba down, Oosthuizen. And he lunges straight into him, Billy, the kid Oosthuizen.
Of course, there now a bit of a stop. A little bit of a low blow going in. Given now using his striking. Both guys standing in front of each other. And of course, you can see that both of them are trying to strike. Bit of argy-bargy right now.
Starting to see a bit more of the tactics from Oosthuizen's corner. He's coming out with some strikes in the first half, rather the first round. He took a lot of those kicks from from Given Mothiba. But now he's trying to work his way back in this fight.
Definitely you can see that he's trying to work everything off his boxing, off his striking, using the boxing, moving his head, trying to stay unpredictable, move out of and change stance. But still not checking those legs. Overhand right coming through there.
Oosthuizen relying heavily on those strikes, if he's those powerful strikes. And you said this at the start of this fight, that he is a hard hitter.
Well, he likes to call himself a hard hitter. For the fans out there, fancies himself against other opponents, striking. And it's definitely there to see that he's using his striking more than Given at this point. Given really, chopping at those legs, trying to keep those legs going, and hopefully in the latter rounds it'll pay dividends.
Yeah, with less than 10 seconds, Given sticking with the same game plan that he's had in the first round. But I must say, he's been going back a lot in this round. It seems like Billy the Kid Oosthuizen on top in the second round.
Definitely so. I would say marginally so, because he's using a bit more of his weapons, a bit more of his tools. He's using his hands. He's trying to switch stances. And Given might have to change his tact a bit now. And let's see a little bit of those hands and elbows. Let's see what you can do in the clinch.
There's another 2-minute break before the third round gets underway. A battle of attrition. None of these fighters giving anything, including their tactics. Ultimately, though, they are going to have to open up eventually.
Of course, we have to have a winner. So I have to say that Billy definitely looked better in that round, switching his legs. Perhaps maybe to compensate for the fact that Given is kicking to the leg a lot, you want to conserve those legs. If your legs go, then it's pretty much the fight is gone.
That's curtains in that case, and Billy Oosthuizen relying heavily on his striking in especially that second round, but he seems to have made some inroads there. Given Lee Mothiba, G.I. Lee will be taking note of that.
Yeah, still a very close fight. I have to say, the first round could go either way. Second round, you could definitely see Billy making some inroads. So let's see how he can build on to that. He's still got 3 more rounds to go.
Seconds up.
Absolutely, it's time for round 2.
Try it corner here for me, some more, please.
3.
Forgive him, folks.
Okay, good. Fighter ready. Fighter ready. Round 3. Chop.
What I have to say I like about Billy's approach, very relaxed, almost got a smile on his face, trying to be composed, not letting the moment get to him. Again, Billy using his striking ability, the boxing ability, and maybe Given a little bit of trouble right now, even though Given snaps on those low-range kicks quite well. Billy being able to take it, and there you see spinning backhand.
It definitely seems like it's a range thing right now. Billy the Kid Oosthuizen just managing to reach Given's face with almost ease at the moment.
Absolutely. That right hand doing some really good work. Set up off the jab. So again, switching stance.
Mothiba.
Now switching stance, going southpaw again. He's done it the whole fight.
Absolutely. Mothiba still sticking to his kicks to the inside of Billy Oosthuizen's legs.
Billy Oosthuizen there, mounting a proper takedown.
Could this be where the tides turn? Could this be where Oosthuizen starts to see himself as the one on top in this fight? Only time will tell.
You definitely have to say that he's definitely using his range better. Given, landing,
mocking him, saying punch me, but Given not taking the bait.
Little bit of showmanship there by Billy, Dare I say, he's not trying to rope a dope, because this ain't that kind of fight.
Oosthuizen full of confidence, the arms are low right now. He will be feeling like he's on top in this round.
Absolutely. You see, it seems that Given his game plan was to go to the legs, but really Billy's legs don't look as worn out yet as expected. So can Given's strength and ability show in the later rounds? We'll have to see. But definitely now he is on the back foot, in my opinion.
Well, I tell you now, Given G.I. Lee Mothiba is going to have to at least start kicking a little bit higher or changing his tactic, because as you're saying, it just does not seem to be cracking the nut that is Oosthuizen at the moment.
Lovely combination. Given throwing there, catching his opponent off guard. But of course, Billy resets, takes his time and comes back. But Given definitely showing a bit more of that striking ability. We need to see more to see how successful he can be in this fight.
You have to ask yourself, is Given trying to keep space between himself and Lee?
Well, it's interesting to see the fact that every time Given steps forward, he always steps it up and sets it up with a kick. Not enough of use of the hands and the elbows there. I have to say, as much as Given had a good combination there towards the latter part of the round, I'd have to say still Billy looks in the front seat for me.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you there. But of course, we are not the judges, Pash. The judges will have the final say if this fight goes the distance. But at the moment, it seems like the man known as the Kid is the one who is the parent in the ring.
Absolutely. I love that analogy. Billy the Kid with reference to the outlaw, of course, the famous outlaw. And, in the Westerns, if you fancied Westerns, then of course you'll know who Billy the Kid is. Of course, he got shot by Pat Garrett. There's some trivia for you. So, can Given be the Pat Garrett of this bout and end the Kid's perhaps run?
Perhaps. Well, he's got 2 guns locked and loaded. Whether they'll fire, we'll see. They haven't been firing much. He's been going to the legs a lot over in the first 3 rounds.
I think that has to be a change of strategy now, because you can definitely see he's quite a strapping lad. He's quite a strong guy, and both of them don't look like they are gassed out yet. So I think there has to be some flying of the hands, if that's the right way of putting it.
Look, at least he'll have to find a way to match Billy Oosthuizen with his strikes at the moment, because in that department, it's only going one way.
Very true.
Okay, seconds out.
Second round. The second round is about to get underway. Round 4.
Round 4. Shot.
Billy again coming out again once with that nice little smile, little movement.
Are we seeing a change in tactic there?
Again, he's using the switch of his legs, that a typical boxing move, switch stance. Changing it up again. Got to be careful though.
Given just seems to be struggling with his reach a little bit there. Even with his kicks, not landing as flush as he would like them to.
Given throwing those kicks on the inside. Nice combination, of course. But Oosthuizen really not looking phased, coming in with his punching, changing his boxing stance, moving around.
Given Mothiba on the back foot for the first few seconds of the 4th round, with Oosthuizen advancing time and time again.
Oosthuizen seems to be eating those leg choppers with ease and just backing him up every time he gets a chance.
Oh, the backhand elbow to the face. Spinning elbow.
There again, Billy goes back to throwing that right hand. Changing stance again.
Just absorbing those kicks, as you say, Pash.
As you can see there, the pace has slowed down a little bit in this round.
Fatigue starting to set in.
Still Billy trying to use his striking ability, trying to use his hands. Given taken aback there.
Pash, this is where fights are won and lost. This is where technique meets fitness, meets skill. This is where the fighter who has the most concentration gets through. I mean, you might just let your guard down and find yourself face down on the canvas.
Well, what I can say, what you can see is Billy still got the center of the ring, and that's vitally important. So he's still controlling, but Given is definitely, giving
Billy
his fair
feeling
share.
that one. felt that when he was rocked.
There we go. Some body shots. Showed something. Of course, Given showing his strength, I think more use of those hands need to occur by Given.
All right.
A little bit of a low blow there.
Sure.
Apologies for that. Sportsmanship all the way. 10 seconds left in the fourth round. These fighters are getting tired. And a little bit of rest.
Good.
Right there at the end.
I have to say that that in this bout right now, it is Billy's to lose.
Absolutely.
Very, very close fight. And perhaps still might be a twist at the end. Now we head into the final round. Both guys evenly matched. Given looking to use his legs and keep attacking on those legs, whereas Billy uses his striking ability, and of course Oosthuizen trying to use his hands. So both fighting in many ways different fights.
Absolutely. Look, 3 minutes remaining in this fight, and any fighter will tell you 3 minutes in any combat sport is a long time. Anything can happen. The tides can turn. It could be as if none of these fighters were ever here by the end of this fight. So we're going to see, I'm hoping at least, for some fire, for some all on the line. It's the final round. This is make or break, especially in my books, for Mothiba.
Yeah, absolutely. A fight that's very close to call. You know, Mothiba also showing those strikes to the legs, giving himself an opportunity. Very close to call. So someone's got to take this fight. Billy definitely had, I would say, the middle rounds. Mothiba coming back a little bit in the last round. So it's important now to close out and see who would be the winner of this first pro fight under the EFL banner.
Both fighters will be feeling very confident going into this final round of this fight. We'll see whether that confidence is misplaced or not.
Okay, seconds out. Fighters, come center.
10 seconds from the final fight. Mothiba getting the crowd behind him, as limited as it is, but there is a cheer.
Final round,
Of course. There's appreciation for the art that's on form.
Okay, final round. Fighters
Final
ready.
round starts now.
Mothiba switching it up and now moving to the hands.
Mothiba only starting to really look to the higher kicks now.
And
both fighters opening themselves up now for a real fight.
Mothiba coming in with those strikes now, using the hands a little bit more in the opening minutes of this round, trying to compensate for perhaps not using it enough in the last couple of rounds.
I think that was the first elbow strike that I've seen from either of these fighters in this fight.
Both fighters now trying to get into the clinch. Of course, Given getting a little bit wrapped up there. Given now starting to strike. Nice elbow by Oosthuizen, returning the favor.
Yep. Oosthuizen just unsettling Mothiba off his balance there a little bit.
Yeah, trying to use that 1-2 combination.
I think Mothiba, that was a bit pre-planned, and Oosthuizen picked it up very quickly, that spinning strike.
Let's see Mothiba on the ropes, and now Oosthuizen now trying to come in. Both guys just slugging it out. Bit of a brawl at this point.
A real slugfest right now.
Let's go.
Mothiba taken to the canvas, but of course, the fight goes on.
Given again now looking a bit gassed. Both fighters looking a bit gassed, but definitely Billy, you know, using those hands to strike through and come through the guard.
Oosthuizen using his
Bit of height leverage there to
height
get
advantage, yeah. And using it well, I must say.
Now the call from Oosthuizen's camp or side to use his hands to box. The work rate now seemed to be dropping. Of course, it's expected in the final round. Guys are quite tired, fatigued, and it's a very close fight at this point.
And now it's Oosthuizen who goes down, but he takes Mothiba with him. Both fighters back onto their feet. There's only 10 seconds left in this round. And now it is do or die. Believe the kid Oosthuizen's camp on their feet, and he is throwing
to the end.
And he did indeed, and that brings us to the end of the first pro fight of EFL.
I have to say, a very, very good showing by both fighters. Different styles, perhaps both of them being more attentive to the kicks in terms of given, and of course Billy, trying to change up stance, trying to show a whole lot of variety with his strikes. Tough fight to call.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to be the judge on this one.
I would not either, but look, it seems like the judges have made their decision. We're now just waiting to find out who will be crowned the first EFL Pro Fight winner.
It'll be interesting to see, of course, whether this one will be a unanimous one or not. We will have to wait and see, but certainly it's always tough to call a fight that is that close.
What a fight. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the first pro fight under the EFL banner, Red! Well done, man.
Thank you so much. You've got your own mark. Took on yours. Thank you. Thanks.
A great fight from you, Billy. You're the parent in this one, not the kid. Talk to me about your tactics coming into the fight and how you countered him.
My only tactics was, I'm coming to fight. That was it. I didn't have any tactics. We didn't have any game plan. The game plan was just to come, enjoy the night, and actually fight. This is Muay Thai. Like I said in my interview, if you come to Muay Thai, you're fighting. That's what I came here to do, and that's what we did, fight.
And you came out on top. Now, you say you didn't have a tactic, but you clearly have a Muay Thai brain because you were just changing stances. Was that to counter his kicks?
No, we've been actually training that with my gym partner here, Mzwa, my coach. We've been focusing a lot on changing stances, and that's the next level of fighting. You need to be able to cover all the platforms.
Of course, it wasn't a walk in the park. Where did you feel the biggest challenge was against Given?
I can honestly say if I didn't condition my legs, I would have been out in the first round.
Absolutely. I'm surprised you're still standing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, a great fight. Any final words?
I'm going to get a massage now.
Before I let you go, EFL Eclipse Fight League starts tonight. I hope this is just the beginning of great things to come. Your thoughts on that?
Exactly, and I'm keen to be a part of it for the rest of its standing.
Awesome, thank you. Billy the Kid Oosthuizen! And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of the inaugural, the very first EFL 1.
Well, all I can say is that my voice is a bit gone, of course. It has been a stellar event, and I hope you enjoyed it. And the fans, of course, you must remember to like, subscribe, and catch us on all the social media handles. But of course, what we have to say is Muay Thai is the winner here, and of course, we will hope that more and more people will join this journey with us and get some fighting knowledge.
Absolutely. Listen, if you just merely enjoy fighting, if you just enjoy people slugging it out, or if it's the blood, or anything in between, men and shorts, you are in the right place, because this is where the highest action takes place. Every time we give you EFL, it is going to deliver. And this, as I said, the first one, more coming. Let's quickly run through the results of the fights. Pesh, take us through the bouts.
Well, of course, when we saw in that opening match, of course, it was Johan van Dijk against Xander Botha. Xander using his ability with those legs, very clean striking there from the legs. And of course, that, led to him having that opening victory.
Absolutely, the youngster using his reach as well, far taller than his opponent in that one, and walking away victorious.
Yeah, that's vitally important. Of course, your height and reach, and those who are in the fight game will know that it can play a huge part in going into your prep. So kudos to him and his team, and of course his dojo as well. Now, looking at the second fight, of course, we had Order, and he went up against Quintin van Rensburg, and that fight was a bit different to call. Order, in the beginning showing his kicking ability, but the youngster coming through as well there on the latter end of that fight.
Absolutely, a fight of opposing rounds there, but of course, as you mentioned, the youngster coming through in that round. Fight 3 served us with some heat.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, then we went on to the next fight, which had Richard, the Italian as we wanted to call him, and of course he took on Christian Mulamba, and Christian very, very good on using his hands in that particular fight. He came out fighting. We felt that he got a bit gassed towards the end, but definitely worth the victory on that one.
Mulamba taking that one against the man that we've dubbed the Italian Stallion. We'll see how he feels about that. Fight 4 was the curtain raiser to the big one, but itself was a big one.
Yeah, we said, of course, while we were doing our commentary, that we said it was the creme brulee before the main course, and it certainly lived up to that. Perhaps it's a bit of the other way around, because the dessert came first and then the main course. But Marlinn Watton obviously being successful, fighting out of warriors, having perhaps a bit more technical prowess in the ring, and showing his striking ability as well. So kudos to him. Having said that, to all the other fighters that lost, never give up, come back stronger.
As you mentioned, Marlinn there, Watton, a sweet victory for him. So creme brulee it is. The main fight.
I'm sure he'll take that.
Absolutely. The main fight gave us plenty to eat. I'm still digesting right now. As I mentioned when I was speaking to the kid, I have no idea how he's still standing. What a game of attrition. What a fight of attrition that was.
I can certainly say to the main bout, both guys putting it on the line. Of course, you're seeing the kid, as we have termed him now, and I think that's going to be christened for him as his name, showing a bit of pedigree in terms of switching his stance and, of course, using his boxing ability. Given, obviously, bringing it to the fore, those leg kicks, man, we could feel it right where we were right down there at the commentator's corner. So it was definitely an interesting match, very tactical at the beginning. The switching stance, using the switch of the feet, very important there in that victory.
Absolutely. We felt every kick, we felt every knee, every elbow, and every back heel. And that is where we wrap it for this, the very first EFL 1. Now, if you do want to keep up with the latest developments in the world of Muay Thai, in the world of EFL in South Africa, it's Eclipse Fighting League on all your social media platforms. Do keep an eye on us. We'll be back soon. Cheers.